Super Mayhem. Hello friends, Tim here again with another quick video game countdown list. Today we are going to take a look at 6 of the more controversial moments in gaming history as we explore some of the biggest scandals related to individual video games and their series. So strap yourself in, grab hold of your moral compass and let's go! Number 6. Released in 1973 by Atari, the arcade cabinet Gotcha caused quite the controversy. It was actually the 4th game ever to be released by Atari, following on from the success of Pong, Space Race and Pong Doubles. But unlike their prior triumphs, they landed themselves in a bit of trouble. Whilst Gotcha was a simple enough concept of a 2-player game with a maze, it was more the control style of the arcade cabinet that led to the scandal. Some of Atari's staff had joked that the regular joysticks were quite phallic in nature, and so they decided to replace the regular joysticks with pink rubber bulges that were meant to represent breasts that were then used to control the characters. Whilst these pink bits were eventually replaced with regular joysticks, the game was still known as the boob game for quite some time. Number 5. Created by Ed Boon and John Tobias in the early 90s, Mortal Kombat has always caused some controversy. Largely spurred on by its use of gore and bone-shattering fatalities, this series has somehow struck a nerve with politicians and concerned parents alike. It has been long speculated that it was Mortal Kombat that led to the creation of the ESRB, as well as other video game rating systems. In fact, Mortal Kombat was even banned in several countries and has had to suffer through several court cases. I'm sure I'm not the only one that still remembers the blood code that one could enter on the Sega Genesis version though. So there is obviously a market for a bit of gore in games, as the Genesis version outsold the SNES version for this reason alone. Number 4. The 1993 game Doom didn't escape scandal either. Most of us will be somewhat familiar with the game, but for those that have been living under a rock for the last 20 odd years, it's essentially the first-person shooter that really set the standard for games to come. The storyline was simple enough. You are a space marine known as Doom Guy, and you had to fight your way through hordes of demons from hell. Sounds fun, right? Well, it was, but it also caused quite a bit of a scandal. The high levels of gore and violence combined with its satanic imagery meant that it was criticised by religious organisations and was even dubbed a mass murder simulator by the critic David Grossman, who is the founder of the Killology research group. Whilst it's obvious that not everyone who played Doom became evil, Doom itself sparked controversy once more in 1999 after the Columbine High School massacre. It was found that the offenders Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold were avid Doom fans, and that whilst planning their massacre, Harris has even been quoted as saying it would be like playing Doom. Pretty chilling stuff. Number 3. No list of video game scandals would be complete without mentioning Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Released back in 2009, this game caused quite a stir, especially with the optional level known as No Russian. Many of you will already be familiar with this scene, but for those of you that don't know, this level was particularly brutal, where the player had to essentially join a group of Russian nationalist terrorists to enact an extremely realistic airport massacre. Whilst this level isn't necessary to actually pass the game, and you are warned prior to starting the mission of its disturbing content, the game was even discussed briefly in the House of Commons of the United Kingdom after the issue was brought to the attention of MP Keith Baz, who has been a long-time opponent of violence in video games. Number 2. Drug use, torture, racism, nudity, sexual themes, violence, drunk driving and all-around criminal behaviour. No, I'm not describing downtown Detroit or any other troubled town for that matter. In fact, I'm talking about the Grand Theft Auto series. It should come as no surprise to all of you that ever since the series release in 1997, it has been closely followed by scandals and controversies. Whether it is that extra gore mode in GTA 3, or the hidden sex scene unlocked in San Andreas with the hot coffee mod, politicians and parents alike have been up in arms over this game series. With scenes like By the Book in GTA 5 where Trevor tortures Mr. K with pliers, gasoline and wrenches, it seems like Rockstar Games isn't afraid of pushing the envelope that little bit further, creating some controversy. Number 1. Pokemon is probably a game you weren't expecting to see on a list of video game scandals. But when it comes to political correctness, no game or person is safe. The Pokemon known as Jinx came under heavy fire in the year 2000 after an article written by Carol Boston Weatherford accused its design of perpetuating racist blackface imagery. Carol even went on to say that the Pokemon was a dead ringer for an obese drag queen. This ultimately led to a change in Jinx's design and even censorship of the cartoons that featured the character's old design. As if this wasn't enough, Pokemon has also been attacked by fundamentalist Christian groups who claim the series promoted satanic themes. However, in April 2001, the Vatican broadcast its approval of Pokemon, claiming that the game was based on intense ties of friendship and lacked any harmful moral side effects. This still hasn't stopped Peter making satirical games based on Pokemon in 2012, called Pokemon Black and Blue, and again in 2013 with the game Pokemon Red, White and Blue, which was loosely connected to McDonald's. Previously on Mario Mayhem. If you could give Sonic a new power-up, what would it be? Thanks so much to everyone for sharing your amazing new Sonic power-up ideas, guys. The only problem is it is getting near impossible to pick the best ones, but here are a few honourable mentions for everyone to enjoy. And today the Luigi clap goes to Shoodray once again for this rather cynical yet amusing comment. It seems fitting though, as I hear old Shoodray was a professional Sonic game tester who went too fast and broke several game controllers in the process. So that's pretty good as well as this comment? And today we will leave you with the question, if you could make a fake video game scandal, what would it be? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below and the best most creative answer will be featured in one of our next videos. And that's it for today, friends. I hope you enjoyed this list of video game scandals or whatever it was. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, share this video with your friends, keep those comments and likes coming, and I'll catch you soon.